So I had a thrilling experience last night, if you want to call it that. Great intro. I couldn't think of anything else. So last night, I was out riding my bike at night, like a creep that I am. Um, and I ride my bike at night a lot, nice peace and quiet. It's nice and cool out, all the idiots are in for the night. Um, all of that shit. So I'm riding my bike around town, just cruising along, uh, chilling, chillaxing, maxing. Um, and as I'm going through downtown, I pass by my old high school, and I'm like, you know what? I'll do a once around the building, see if anything's changed. It's now been 10 years since I've graduated, and I don't think they're going to let my graduating class have a reunion for understandable reasons. Not the point though. So anyway, I decided to go on my bike and just, cruise around in the parking lot, go around, see if anything's changed. Nothing had really for the most part. And to keep in mind, this is like 10:30, 11 at night, and it's July, so there shouldn't be anyone there. And there wasn't. But as I'm going around the building, and there's a sidewalk that kind of circles around the building back to the parking lots in the front. So I'm going around, and as I'm going past, I happen to notice through this one window that there's a screen, like one of the big front of the room screens illuminated. And on the screen, I see that there's a video, and it looks like it was football or something that was on it, and it's paused halfway through this video. And again, this is like 11 p.m., and it's late July, so there shouldn't be anyone in there, but I don't know, maybe some janitors were hanging around late. I don't know. So I don't think much of it. So I go the rest of the way around the building, and on the far end of the building, um, kind of hard to describe. I'll put my masterful illustrations here. But on the far end of the building, there's like this alcove that goes into the building. Not sure why it's there exactly. But I'm riding my bike down this like little road next to the building, and I go past the alcove, and I happen to see a car there. A white car, kind of like a minivan looking thing. I don't know what it was. And it's not a cop car, and I can see through the windshield. I get a look at the person, and it's not a cop, basically. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. But the person in the car is probably thinking, well, what's this other weirdo doing out on his bike this late at night? So I don't think much of it. I go past, and as I go past, and I'm going down this road, I glance behind me, and I happen to see through the window of this car the person. They're like really quickly shuffling something around, and then the car pulls out and starts coming in my direction. And at that point, I'm like, oh shit. I don't know who this is. Again, not a cop. I'm like 90% certain of that. But they're coming in my direction. Maybe they're just leaving. Maybe they were just there, I don't know, smoking pot or something, whatever people do nowadays. And he just saw me there, and he's like, oh, the jig's up. I guess I gotta book it. So I don't know if that's what happened. So I get onto my bike, and the front parking lot, again, I'll put a masterful illustration here. Basically, there's several parking lots, and they're separated by sidewalks. And to get from this one lane that I in the car was in, you have to go out around the front of the parking lot and back in. But because I'm on a bike and I'm the skilled BMXer that I am, go over the sidewalk into the parking lot, and then over the next sidewalk into the other parking lot. And as I do this, I look behind me, and I see that this car is going down the lane there and is turning in the same direction that I'm going. So my knowledge of the high school parking lot is still somewhat there. And I know that there's on this other parking lot, there's like an exit that goes straight into these neighborhoods, these like not well lit neighborhoods. So I start booking it that way. And right as I go into these neighborhoods and I'm about to lose sight of the parking lot behind me, I go around this house. I see the person in that car. They go past the exit, like the exit to the parking lot that goes to the highway, and they're now going towards this street that goes into the neighborhood that I just went into. So my brain then goes from the oh shit to the oh fuck level. It goes up a notch on the tier on the gauge there. And so I go flying in this neighborhood. I swerve off into this other street, and I'm hitting high speeds. I might have gone all the way up to 10 whole miles an hour on that thing. Um and so anyway, I disappear into the shadows from whence I came. But as I do that, and as I uh go down this one street, I look behind me again, and I happen to see at the end of this street that same white car. And it goes pretty slowly, I may add. It goes past the street that I'm on and down this other street and disappears. And so I'm a little relieved, a little spooked, because that meant this person was either lived there and for some reason decided they were going to camp out behind a high school and then ditch it as soon as a random person on a bicycle passed by, or they were following me and they were going to abduct me and take me into the organ harvesting factory somewhere. Um, I don't know. You never know these days. But yeah, kind of an uneventful and disappointing end of the story. I didn't see that guy again. He didn't follow me back to the house. He didn't, track me down and start stalking me outside or anything like that. Um, but I did end up with a souvenir though. Shit. A legendary artifact, a rock. I didn't get it as a weapon. I just thought it looked cool. I saw it on the way back and I thought it looked cool. So I was clearly pretty concerned about the situation. But yeah. I don't have a conclusion to this. So